Hi, so this is going to be a lesson on Lightnin Hopkins' song called Death Bells. And the tuning for this song is standard tuning, but he does have a kind of weird starting pitch for the standard tuning. It's actually in E flat. Actually, not even E flat. It's like a quarter step above D to start off. So that's all to say, it might be better if you just listen to the tuning that I've got on my guitar and then go from there. So 6th string to the 1st string. Alright, so what I'll do is just break the song up into its intro, then into what he plays while he sings, the outro, and then a bit of a delving into the types of solos that he'll play. Alright, so I'll just start by playing through the intro where it goes like this. So the song starts out with him playing this nice little intro for the first half. And then playing this rougher kind of second. So that first half starts out with playing the 5th string, 2nd fret, then 4th fret, 2nd fret of the 4th string. That's the start. Slides into the 6th fret of that 4th string, and then plays the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And just goes back and forth on that a couple times. And then he kind of repeats that intro part. But this time when he slides in, slides back to the 4th fret of the 4th string, then plays 2nd fret of the 4th string, 4th fret of the 5th string, back to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and then open string of the bottom. So first one goes like this, go back and forth a couple times, and then the second one goes like this. Slides back down. That's the first half. The second half goes like this. He uses his favorite double stop. 4th fret of the 3rd string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Slides into it on the 3rd string. And then plays the top 3 strings, open top string, and then after that he plays a kind of more pronounced sweep up, like that. Pronounced sweep up, you'll just want to dig in a little more, and the practice in there is getting a nice even, the timing to be even on each string. You don't want it to be kind of more like, you just want it to be a little more, have a bit more control over that. And then he does a kind of nuanced thing. It isn't quite as simple as that. It's more like, it's more that kind of thing happening on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, open 3rd string, 2nd fret of the 4th, and then open bottom string. And then this kind of growly thing on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. You just want to hammer on. You can get a more growly tone by plucking closer to the bridge. And just hitting that bottom string open. And that's really the intro. Into what he plays while he sings, and this won't be an example of the first chorus that he plays on the recording because he does a little more solo-y stuff, but I'll just play more of a template of the chords that he does. So starts out the 1 chord with that favorite double stop, sweeping up on the top 3 strings. Remember, I suppose the double stop being on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then 4th fret of the 3rd string, open top string, sweeping up, and slight kind of shuffle pattern on the 6th string. Sometimes he'll play this quick 4, meaning that he kind of jumps to the 4 chord a little early, going like this. Like that. So if he does do that quick 4, he might do a slight bend on the 3rd fret of the bottom string, leading into the 5th string open. Open 5th string, 4th fret of the 5th string. 2nd fret of the 4th string, back to open 5th string. Slight bend on the 5th fret of the 4th string. Back to the 2nd fret. I should have done that. Across the top 4 strings, 3rd fret of the top string. And then that's just a little pinch on that chord shape, top string, and the 5th string open. And he'll just finish that quick 4 by hitting the hammer on the 5th fret, 5th string, 2nd fret, 6th string open. And then he'll get back into his favorite double stops. And these will be a little more pronounced again. And so just after a couple of those, where you might finish it off by sliding back into the 2nd fret, pulling off to open 3rd string, to the open 3rd string. 2nd fret of the 4th. Then kind of cradle move to lead back into the 4 chord. And that chord shape will be 2nd fret of the 4th string, 1st fret of the 3rd string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, omitting the 5th string, and so it'll be sweeping up on the top string, sweeping up on the 2nd string, then the 3rd, then back to the 2nd. And then he goes back in the 4 chord. And the way he plays the 4 chord is really similar to a lot of his songs, and it's good to get used to it. But he just holds, plays that bar across the top 4 strings, 2nd fret. Then he adds in the 3rd fret with his top string. So you just getting used to strumming that and playing the bass line on the 5th string. And what he'll do is on the bass side, he'll kind of rock back and forth between the 5th string and the 2nd fret held down by the bar of the 4th string. So just getting that going. And you can practice sweeping up now on the treble side. And that's really what he'll do on the 4 chord. So again. And then he'll just play a few more of his favorite double stops. So, alright, coming out of the 4 chord. Now, before getting into the 5 chord, I'll mention a weird thing that he'll do on the 4 chord. And that'll be, after he does a few of these rocking back and forth, he goes back into the 6th string open prematurely. Now, you can ignore the rest of what I'm about to say for this part, because you can play the blues as you hear it in your head and it'll sound normal, but if you listen to the recording, you'll notice that he'll kind of jump the gun in moving to the next root note on the bass side. So, as you'll hear, it's not quite natural to play like this. But then right when it is natural, he'll play a nice little hammer-on into the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and then play the right bass note, which is what he had been playing. So it'll be alright, something to keep in mind because it will come up one more time, but as going back along with things, he'll just go back into that double stop. Now, he's about to get into the 5 chord, but again he plays a bass note prematurely. He'll play what would sound better like, or not necessarily better, but more right, whatever that means. Something like that would sound more right, but he'll just play. Root note, even though it's not quite the 5 chord yet. So that's what I mean by a premature bass note. So coming out of the 4 chord, to say it again, and when you finish that, a couple of those double stops, the chord you'll actually be playing will be, again, top string open, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, 1st first fret of the 3rd string, but then the root note will be on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And he'll just hold that for a bit. And now he'll get into the 5 chord. So it'll be so 5 chord will be 2nd fret of the 5th string, 1st fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, open 2nd string, 2nd fret of the top string. So the bass line will just be on the 5th string. It'll just sweep up a little on the treble side. Then he'll move to the 4 chord, sliding into the 4th fret of the 5th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, and then into the root note, 5th string open. And again, he'll kind of get into the root note a little early, or I should say the home note a little early. He'll do a hammer on 2nd fret of the 5th string to the open bottom string. So all together. Premature. And then right there. And then he does a couple of these. Those hammer-ons, and then he caps off the chorus by doing this. Alright, so that's a full chorus of what he plays, and I know that after the 4 chord it started to get a little muddled, because one thing that kind of complicates his playing is the fact that he kind of gets into the root notes early. Again, to get a clearer picture of it, it's easier by just listening to the recording and hearing what he does in that way. But all in all, it's actually not that bad. You just play the blues as you normally would, except you just kind of hit those root notes a little prematurely, and then when it's actually right to get into the root to the right roots, he'll usually do these little hammer-on things to kind of like actually initiate it. But that's really a sample of what he'll play on Death Bells in terms of the core template. And the ending of Death Bells goes like this. He'll kind of jump into the double stop a little, quite a bit. And then he'll play these 2 chords. 2nd fret of the 4th, 1st fret of the 3rd, 2nd fret of the 2nd. First he'll just play this, and then he'll kind of add the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So really, what it'll be is that for the outro, once you get to the end, you do this as normal, and then you do this, and then approximately something like that. Just holding that, and that's the outro. Alright, now getting into the final part of the lesson, which is how he'll kind of play his solos. And if you listen, there are 2 moments in this song where he does a little bit of a solo break. One is in the first chorus, when he's doing this thing. And then he'll go like... etc. But That's usually this is usually the area that he'll solo in. It'll be kind of in this 10th fret to 12th fret area on the top two strings. And you can just try isolating these four notes: 10th fret of the top string, 12th fret of the top string, 10th fret of the second string, 12th fret, and just kind of playing around, hammering into certain notes. I kind of don't mind doing some of this, rolling through. Coming down a little bit to the 8th fret and 10th fret of the second string. So I know I just told you to play just this square, but now try adding in the 8th fret of the second string. Bottom string open just to keep some accompaniment for yourself. Now try using the 8th fret. 8th fret there. So 5 notes. Now, try adding in the 9th fret of the 3rd string, so 6 notes now. Now that's the root. Now remember, that's just the octave right there. That's all we're doing, is just going in there. Now, try adding in the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So now, 7 notes, 7th fret, this is just using octaves. This is the same as this. So everything you're doing here, you can do down here. Now everything here, since it's the same, you can, what you're doing down here, you can do down here. And repeat it. That's really all he'll use. And you can start to find other notes that work. That's using the 7th and 9th frets of the top string. And then remember, this is a really important area in the blue, in the in terms of shapes, because you'll notice a lot of songs will use this. Now, Lightnin Hopkins doesn't necessarily use it in this song, but it's good to keep in mind. Now, after you kind of work your way around there, that's all he'll do up here. And then you can kind of come back. So. And you can go into the 4th chord. And come back. Really a entire sampling of Lightnin Hopkins' Death Bells and kind of the different areas that you can take it. So I hope that helps for playing the song. And